Oh my gosh, so hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
Real good.
I am so happy to have you here.
I'm happy to see your sweet face.
I've been in love with you from the moment that I met you. When was that?
4 years ago?
Something like that?
It was the Little Me experience, wasn't it?
I think, no, Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Little Miss Sunshine, then Little Me.
That's right.
So two littles.
When was Little Miss Sunshine?
I don't know. But
that was glorious. I fell in love with you immediately.
And I remember just getting to sing with you because like we're both dorks, but I was a dork in a different way where like you loved Star Wars and I loved Footloose. And so I saw that tour like 97 times in San Diego.
And that's no exaggeration.
No.
Wow.
And
did you find all the nuance in my performance after the 13th?
Everything. It was incredible. I even went back to see it in Philadelphia. Yeah, no, but it was just such a thrill getting to sing with you and getting to know that you're just this incredible, warm-hearted, kind, loving, and hysterical person.
You're so sweet.
I know.
Thanks.
Yeah, so this is a whole new venture for me. When I first told a friend...
Let's talk about the genesis of this.
Okay.
What made you want to do it?
I talked to some of my close friends and I was like, hey, so I'm getting this podcast. And the response that I got over and over again was like, with that voice? And
who said that?
Bastards backstage. Bastards.
Don't listen to them.
They're ensemble. They'll never go anywhere.
Don't let anyone take that away from you.
Thank you so much. Thanks. So you grew up in Pittsburgh.
I did.
When did you start doing theater?
Really high school.
Okay.
I mean, I did like a couple things in elementary school, but it wasn't until I found that amazing group of people my sophomore year of high school. I auditioned for Oklahoma, and I was somehow fearless, and I hopped up on stage, and I ended up getting Will Parker.
Whoa! I bet you were incredible.
I was prepubescent.
Is there a video of this somewhere?
There is. Yes. I had like long skate rat hairdo, and it was before my voice changed, so everything was 2 octaves up. But it was about fun, as I'm sure you had this experience too, when you realize that you found your tribe of people.
Yeah.
It was that, and I just never turned back. And then it was plays and musicals all through high school, and then I got to the end of high school, and I realized that I couldn't really do anything else.
Yeah.
So then I went to college for it.
Was your family really supportive of it?
Incredibly so.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was really lucky.
When did you move to New York?
1995.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So do you remember like the first audition that you went on?
I remember a few of them. I remember going in for the tour of, maybe it was Fosse or something, or auditioning for Fosse, or it was Fosse oriented.
Yeah.
And right in the middle of it, it was Chicago, obviously. They were the tour of Chicago.
Okay.
Or something. And I had to improvise 4 counts of 8 in the Fosse vernacular. That didn't go well.
No.
I didn't get it.
No. No. I once, I was at the final callbacks for, do you remember the show Gigantic? It was about a fat camp.
No.
So I was there with all these other like porkies, and at the end of the dance, the choreographer, you know, he lined us up and he said, okay, so Josh, can you do any tricks? And I was like, you just saw my fucking trick. That's my trick. My trick is I didn't just have a heart attack. And then all the other fatties there started doing like jump splits, and I was like, you are betraying the character people. We are movers at best.
But this is not true. When did you learn to dance? Because you dance like the wind.
Oh,
we've
like
all
the
seen
wind.
The End of Prom.
Oh, thanks. You know what? I never really did. I wanted to be in the Nutcracker when I was little, so I took ballet until my friends found out and made fun of me, and then I quit. And to this day, my mother is like, my biggest regret is that I let you quit dancing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, it seemed to work out, but I feel like music has always just been something that speaks to me, like that sort of energy level.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel the same way? Like
about singing?
Well, about singing, about music in general.
Sorry, I gotta just quickly, because I know you're gonna ask, and here it comes. No, singing was just kind of out of like necessity because I loved musicals, and it wasn't until I got to college and Gary Klein, my voice teacher, got a hold of me and learned. But I sang like a dork in my room, but I wouldn't say it was my passion.
Did anybody in your family sing?
No. No, I was a weird little outlier.
So was it crazy
People
for them?
pleaser. That's what happened.
Really?
Yeah, I was just trying to make everybody happy.
That's so interesting.
Is it?
Well, I don't know, because you just do make people happy naturally. I've never seen you be mean. I've never seen you be anything other
it's
than
happened.
lovely.
I feel like I've been pushed to it.
Sure.
Have you?
Sure. Been mean to people?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, I'm no angel. But
I know you as an angel. What gets you riled up?
unprofessionalism,
Go on.
bullying,
Go on.
and that kind of stuff. I get really heated. I stand up for people. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because I never really knew how to stand up for myself growing up.
Do you find that you can stand up for yourself now?
Oh, absolutely. Now I'm the king of barriers, but that's thanks to a lot of therapy and probably booze. But no, I'm very good at putting a line down just because I've worked with so many horrible people and have met so many horrible people. I mean,
Balanced out, obviously, by lovely people.
thank God.
Would you say that you know more lovely people than horrible people?
I do now because I think the industry has taken a change. I think that it's not acceptable to be a dick anymore. In
Wouldn't
that
that
way.
be nice? Yes.
I mean, obviously, like there are the Harvey Weinsteins of the world, but
I'm not familiar.
I'm not.
Did he misbehave in some way?
Finding Neverland. Show me on the doll where Neverland touched you. No, but so outside of theater, one of my favorite things about you is that you
I love where this is going.
love Star Wars.
I really do. The trailer just dropped for The Rise of Skywalker.
How many times have you watched it?
Oh, it's countless at this
Yeah.
point. Truly.
That's incredible. Do you
Yep.
collect all the like figurines and stuff?
I used to, but then I realized that I just had a closet full of plastic stuff. And I ended up giving it all away.
Oh, to Broadway Cares?
John Tracy Egan, another Broadway super fan.
Of course you did.
Yeah, he was really grateful. He's still going strong. I think he's got a huge collection now.
That's amazing.
He's got my 12-inch Tauntaun. And
well,
that is a euphemism.
okay.
Yeah, no, it was the first movie I remember seeing,
Yeah.
1977. I think I saw the re-release, if I'm being honest, because
Okay.
I was born in 73. And it just shaped, my playtime and my life. I had all the action figures, and I just
Yeah.
remember being out in my backyard and the glee when it snowed to be able to recreate the Hoth scenes.
Oh yeah.
You know what
Those
I'm talking
scenes
about.
always scared me though.
The snow scenes?
Uh-huh.
What about them?
Well, especially
The
the one when
Wampa.
they take the saber and he like cuts open
the Tauntaun.
yeah, that
Yeah.
terrified me growing up.
Well, that was a shocking image at that age.
Yes, but I was always a big Chewbacca fan. I had a dog named Chewie after Chewbacca,
That's adorable. What kind
Yeah.
of dog?
a little Shih Tzu.
That's a perfect breed to
Yeah.
name Chewbacca.
He was a
Here's my
great
big,
dog.
and we don't have to get into it, but in the trailer, they flash on hands holding the medal that Princess Leia bestowed Luke and Han at the end of the first Star Wars movie. And famously, Chewbacca never got a medal. It was like a big thing at one point. I think Carrie Fisher gave Chewbacca a medal at like the MTV Movie Awards.
Oh,
And so my feeling is that by the end of this last episode, Chewbacca will finally get the medal he's always deserved.
I hope so, and I hope he sings about it.
Me too, and that would. You don't disappoint. Yazbek, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
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 It
What
had
else?
his line.
Oh, absolutely. And you collect other stuff too, right? Like helmets.
Souls. No, I do. I do have helmets. That's now it's the collectible ante has been upped, and I do have Star Wars helmets.
That's so cool. When did all this start?
1977.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was never good at collecting. I had like my Broadway things.
I think that's good though.
I guess.
What does your space look like? Do you have a
At home?
Yeah.
Now it's very simple. I don't like clutter.
Hmm.
I have some books. I have some fun decor, and that's sort of it.
All right.
I
It's
just
healthier.
I guess I just don't like clutter. I used to just have shit everywhere.
And when did that change?
I think I read a book on feng shui.
It's not ringing any bells. Can you move your cup a little to the left? It's throwing off my energy.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
There you go. This is your career space.
And that changed your life.
It really did because
Do you keep things under your bed?
Yes, I have so much. I mean, it's in unorganized like boxes.
You know
Under
that's
the
a
bed?
feng shui no-no.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I must have missed that chapter. I
And do you have a
ADD.
TV in your bedroom?
God, no.
Okay, that's good.
No.
That's really...
I don't really like watching TV. It puts me to bed.
Ah.
The older I get, I just like listening to music.
Lovely.
Yeah.
What are you listening to these days?
Sometimes it'll be the oldies channel. I love Peggy Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Other times, like I'm not even into classical music, but when I wake up, I'm like, Alexa, play me classical music. And she does. And it's
You don't
very
worry
soothing.
that I'm sorry we're bouncing all over the place,
I
but
don't
I'm just
care.
so excited to see you.
I'm happy to see you too.
You're not worried that Alexa is invading your life and your privacy and kind of cataloging your desires and putting
My
you in a
life
database?
is so boring. Today was my day off, and at 1 o'clock, that's when my cats take a nap. And one of them likes to cuddle. And I plotted this. I got out a treat and I hid it. And then I got the sofa pillows like all comfy cozy. And I put on some music and I was like, Toby, oh Toby.
Where are you, lad?
Where are you, lad?
Nothing's gonna harm you, Toby.
And he ran out and jumped on me and curled up in a little ball. And I gave him a treat and we took a nap. So
That's
if
beautiful.
Alexa wants to put that into her database,
I get your point.
I don't have a lot of company because I feel like our jobs are so social that when I'm not working, I don't want to be social. I just want to be quiet. So it's not like I have a lot of people coming over either. My mom was like, well, are you going to invite your neighbors over? And I was like, I would rather...
Is she German?
No.
Ah.
But she doesn't even have an accent, but it's the only way I can describe her.
Got it.
And I was like, I would rather bathe you than have my
Are you talking to me
neighbor-
now?
No, I'm to my
It's
mom.
still your mom.
I would rather bathe my mother than invite my neighbors over for any reason whatsoever.
Do your neighbors listen to Broadway-themed podcasts?
No, but my one neighbor, she's a music director on the non-equity circuit. And so for a long time, she was practicing that in the Heights song that Vanessa sings. Someday I'll have another night. And it was every morning. She's no Karen Olivo, I'll say that.
Who is?
But who is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and also she warms up all the time, which is something that I don't do, like vocally. I kind of come from the school of
Oh,
like,
Josh.
oh, how dare you? I'm like,
You've
well,
got to warm up and you've got to warm down. Does anyone warm down?
No.
Is that a Sondheim song, by the way?
does anyone warm down? I don't know why I frown. It's here on Tuesday.
That's clean.
I love that Sondheim song. Now and then I'll listen to music to get myself pumped up, but that's about it. But you do that too.
Sure. It's a human trait.
Yeah. Like what is one of your go-to pump up songs?
How Far I'll Go from the Moana soundtrack, but the one from the credits.
Okay, let me see if I can. Wait a minute, isn't our intern like obsessed with Moana? Moana!
See the light shine to the sea, it's blinding, and no one knows how deep it goes, and it seems like it's calling out to me, so come find me, and let me know what's beyond that line. Will we cross that line? The line of the sky meets the sea, it calls to me, and no one knows how deep it goes, and I think that it's calling out to me, so come find me. One day I'll know how far I'll go.
You are pinging.
It's so nice to meet you, Mom.
So nice to meet you.
That's our intern Moana!
If that doesn't get you pumped up, I don't know what will. Thank you for that. You sound amazing.
Thank you.
Oh,
It's a long trip from Montanui.
Yeah, you took a break from all your adventures just to be here for this podcast.
Yeah, the subways weren't like my ship.
No, it's not like water that can just lift you up and plop you here on 53rd Street.
No.
Oh, God, my heart is beating so fast. Thank you for that.
You're so welcome, Mr. Borle.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I love you, Moana.
I love you, John.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but we will be back with Josh Swallows in just a minute. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome back to Josh Swallows Broadway.
My heart is beating out of my chest.
I love you so much. I found you a Moana impersonator.
That is love.
That is love. Who
love
else
you
has
too.
done that for you?
Literally nobody.
Yeah, Laura Bell Bundy, what did she do?
Not that.
Not that.
Moving on.
Sorry about that. So I'm glad that we had that experience together.
You held me tight.
I did. So
She was wonderful, by the way. I bet she warmed up.
She's
And I
incredible.
bet she's in the elevator right now.
Warming down. So your Broadway debut was Footloose, right?
Actually, no.
What was
this
it?
is an well, boy, that was going to be obnoxious. Oft misquoted. Jesus Christ Superstar.
No
was
way.
my debut, and then I left Jesus Christ Superstar to go and replace in Footloose because I'd done the tour of Footloose.
And they remembered how incredible you are.
I think they were just desperate more than
Okay.
anything.
What did you do in Superstar?
I was not an apostle, but a disciple.
How
meaning
wonderful.
I did not get invited to the Last Supper.
You didn't? I thought that I'm Jewish, so I thought the
I'm an
disciples were all
atheist,
like,
so I don't know.
you know.
I don't know.
Okay, well, that's
I was in the
fun.
ensemble
Okay,
of Jesus
great.
Christ Superstar. And I remember one of the reviews said that the ensemble looked like a bunch of Gap-wearing nincompoops swatting gnats away. And it wasn't that far off.
I once got a review for a really terrible show that lasted maybe 2 weeks. And the review said, this is the theatrical equivalent of a punishment from God.
Jesus.
Yeah. I actually put it on a shirt because it just made me smile.
I almost put my worst review on a shirt as well. And then I got the idea that I'm going to have my own little side business where anyone could come to me with their worst review and I would print them on a t-shirt for them.
That's a really good idea.
But I didn't do it. Do you want to do it? Shall we go into business together?
Yes. Etsy, here we come.
Yeah. Because it's good to own those things. Do you read reviews now?
I do. I would like to say that I don't, but I do. Though probably the worst experience of my life with one was with Little Miss Sunshine. Because I thought that, like, I just really drank the Kool-Aid. I was like, we have something special.
It was special.
Yeah, I think so too. And I was like, Time to Kill is closing. Like, we have a theater. Everybody at the theater thought this. And then opening night came, and I went into the bathroom, into a stall to read the review.
Slower.
And yeah, it was devastating. It was so devastating that after that, and I was like, I'm never going to read a review again. And then the same thing happened with Into the Woods. And but it's hard not to be invested because reviews are part of what sells a show.
Yep.
And it's not necessarily like I don't go looking for stuff for me, but I just want to see, like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, will this help? Will this not? Do I have a job?
That's why I read them now. I think it's helpful to know,
Yeah.
business-wise, whether or not that's going to be a tool or not.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're unfair, sometimes they're mean, sometimes they're glorious.
Yeah.
It's a rich bouillabaisse.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped really looking for self-validation with reviews. I did a year where I was doing like Little Shop All Over, and at every single review, it was just like the portly Josh Lehman, the roundish Josh Lehman, the beached whale Josh Lehman. And so eventually I was just like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Like, I know I'm talented. I'm not Meryl, and I'm great with that. Yeah, I don't know, but reviews are stupid.
They can be.
They can be. They can be very dumb. But what was it like? What was your life like circling back to Superstar before you booked that? How long were you in the city after tour?
I was on tour for a while. I left New York in early '96 to go off and do Tommy in Germany for a while.
Wow.
And then I bopped around the country doing West Side Story for a while, and then I did that in Europe for a bit.
Wow.
And then the Footloose tour happened, and that kind of led me right up to, with like big chunks in between of unemployment, which is what happens.
Yeah.
And then Superstar happened in 2000.
Okay.
And then I left to do Footloose, and the week after I went into Footloose, they got their notice. So I ended up doing Footloose for 3 entire human weeks.
Oh,
weeks.
No.
Yeah.
That's so heartbreaking.
It was okay. It was a good lesson.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, where were you when you got the call that you were making your Broadway debut?
I was staying in an studio apartment on 50th and 9th.
Okay.
A friend's apartment draped with a lot of silk. Oh, excuse me. Lots of silks and incense. And it was a life-changing call, obviously.
Yeah.
I was thrilled.
How long had it been since your final callback for it?
That I don't remember. Because at that time I had really long hair and kind of a patchy beard, not like now.
No.
And was having a good time recreationally speaking.
Yeah,
So
sure.
some of the details are hazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it like when they called you? You remember?
I just got a call from my agents at the time, and they were just bursting. And
Yeah.
it does feel like your life is about to change.
Yeah.
And it did. You know, it's a long, slow road to, everyone. I advise younger actors to really think about playing the long game. You're in this for your whole life, hopefully, if this is what you love to do. So it was a really lovely first step. And
That's incredible.
now it's 29 years later.
Isn't that insane?
19. I majored in rolling around on the floor in black clothes, but it feels like 29. Continue.
What was your show after Footloose?
Amour. I was a standby for
Oh my
Amour.
gosh! Suddenly life has begun.
Yes, it's such a beautiful
great score.
For those listening, if you haven't listened to Amour by Michel Legrand, treat yourself.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, didn't he just pass? Didn't he?
He did.
Isn't that terrible?
It is. But he gave us a lot of beautiful music. I've been like crazy about The Umbrellas of Cherbourg as well, if you haven't listened to that.
I haven't heard
or
that.
watched it. Ooh, it's a beautiful movie.
Okay, I'll definitely look into that.
Yes.
That's so great. How long was it between Footloose and that?
I don't know. Maybe a year and a half or so.
Okay. What was it that kept you going during that year and a half?
I got a job bartending at
Right.
Vintage. May she rest in peace.
Okay.
Were you ever a Vintage man?
I was at Vintage,
Oh
yeah.
my God. Okay. I didn't want to think that was gone before your time.
Oh no.
Vintage was a bar on 51st and 9th.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very small radius. So I don't know if you can tell at that time. Talk about antisocial. And I had a really great time bartending because that was, where all the theater folk would go. And that was my first real bar
Yeah.
when I came to town.
What was the shittiest survival job that you've had to have?
I've been really lucky. When I first got here, I was an elf at Santaland.
No way.
But that wasn't shitty. That was delightful.
Yeah, I was actually about to apply to be Santa last year.
Why not?
I was serious. I was like, yeah, you can have your kid fucking piss on me. I don't care. I'll be Santa. I'll be your Jew Santa. But
Sounds like you got the right attitude. Oh, God. But it's not far off. I mean, you see the craziest things. You really do. David Sedaris' Santaland Diaries
It's so
is
brilliant.
dead on.
have you gotten to do that show?
No,
Oh, you would be so amazing.
you're sweet. I just like listening to him do it.
Oh, it's so brilliant.
He's incredible.
And your experience was like that?
Yeah, it's not hyperbole.
Do you remember your elf name?
For some reason, I chose the name Swifty. I don't know
like
why.
that.
Thanks, I did too. I get a lot of mockery for that, as if it's some kind of double entendre or something like that. It's just Swifty the elf.
I think
He gets it done.
My elf name would be Dan Thickness.
I love it.
I don't know if Macy's would love it. Be like,
No, I don't
this
think
is
they would either."
Twinkle, this is Swifty, and this is Dan Thickness. I'd be like, you want to meet Santa? Come on with Thickness.
I think you'd get pink listed, which is what happens when you leave the contract early. You can never go back.
Oh, Macy's doesn't mess around.
They do not.
They're worse than the Weislers. That's crazy.
I'm glad we're finally here.
Oh, that's fun. That's a lot of fun. Do you ever go back and see your elf friends?
At Macy's?
Yeah.
Well, they redid it years and years ago. It used to be this charming kind of old school winter wonderland, and then they updated it with plastic and robots and computers and stuff. And so I feel like, and no, it's still an institution. I mean, no disrespect, but it lost a little sense of history for me.
I've never been down there at that time just because it's such a nightmare.
It's madness. But you have the elves to guide your way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't have no fear. What was your worst survival job, pray tell?
I was a phone sex operator. Not even kidding.
Please continue.
I dropped out of school. I got fired from Starbucks. My parents cut me off financially completely. And I had to get a job. And I saw an ad in the Philadelphia City Paper or City Weekly, one of those. And it said, looking for phone actors. And I thought it was hilarious. So I called the number, and the woman on the phone was like, okay, well, it's cool that you're a guy, and we do have guys that work here, but you will, you would be a woman on the phone.
This keeps getting better.
And at the time I was, 18 or 19, I just thought it was the most hilarious thing in the world. And so I set up an appointment. It was actually at an office with cubicles, and your interview process is you sit in a cubicle and they call you on the phone.
All right, keeping it clean now for the youngins. I'm calling.
Okay.
I'm cold calling you.
Well, I'm going to do it as my character, though.
That's what I'm asking for.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so the phone is ringing. I'm calling you.
Hi, this is Fiona. Who's this?
Hi, Fiona. This is Frank.
Frank? How are you, Frank?
A little nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. If it's okay, I actually get nervous too. It makes me really hot. Anyway. And so that was my life. And I got very lucky. About the 3 month mark.
You really did put me at ease, by the way.
Let me tell you,
on
Fiona
both levels, as your character and as Josh.
Well, Fiona really was very popular. I got a lot of repeat calls because you would give your extension, and
so to speak.
She was very popular, but after about 3 months, I just wanted to.
And your voice changed.
To die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's when my voice changed. And now I'm like this. Listen, don't tell my wife that I used to be Fiona.
So now I'm calling you. Bring.
Hi, this is Fiona.
But there were actually women there that did sound like that. There was one from Atlantic City. Like, this is back when they had a conference room, that was a cigarette break room.
Mm-hmm.
And she was from Atlantic City, and she'd talk like this. And she'd just have cigarettes, and it was crazy. And then she'd be on the phone, she'd be like, hello, this is Lulu. I'd be like, you are not going to get any repeat callers, Lulu.
She would be amazing in Hairspray.
She didn't warm up.
That's the lesson
learned. There. You need to warm up and warm down.
God,
but I saw.
What was your Broadway debut, please?
Oh, Hair, 2009.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah. I was actually about to quit the business and go back to school to try to be a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And which was funny because when I told my parents that, they flipped out. My dad was like, there's no money in being a therapist. I was like, I'm telling you I'm quitting musical theater and you're telling me there's no money in therapy?
So supportive all around?
Oh, just the most. And even my agent, I was so over the business. I'd been working regionally for so many years. I toured once, and it was a really, I guess, damaging experience. And, you learn a lot about how the industry can really mess with you sometimes. And when my agent called with Hair, I was like, I am fat, I am balding, I am not going in for Hair. And, he pressured me into going. I went in with sort of like a screw you attitude. I was like, this is my song, bye. And then call back. After the final call back, I called my agent because I just felt so terrible. And I said, I really don't want to do this anymore. So... call me or don't, but I just don't want to do this. And the next morning he called and he was like, I totally hear what you're saying, but why don't you hold off till after you make your Broadway debut in Hair? And the rest is sort of history. Because it seems so impossible to get there when you're not there, and when you just hear no for years, and you're living out of a suitcase. I mean, that's why I love hearing about people's experiences, and when it does happen, because I often feel that there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. Everybody's talented.
Yes.
Everybody has somebody that's more talented than that's less talented. There's just no
But
rhyme
it's all
or
within
reason.
a range, and so all you have is how you behave and how you treat people.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I just feel very lucky, And the same thing, like when I tell you, when I found out that I was singing a song with you during, the Sunshine Workshop, being like, and trying to act normal about it. And being like, oh my God, I'm singing with Christian Borle. Like, it's those moments that I always remember.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I remember us pinging together.
Yeah. We pinged very beautifully. And now that you know Fiona, we're going to
I'll
ping
never go
together
back.
all night.
Still nervous.
Moana. Cool. Well, we're going to transition now into a really cool part of the show where some fans have written us questions about making it in the business and all that kind of stuff. They do not know that you're going to be on the call.
Okay.
And so we are going to call the very, very, very lovely Becca and talk to her about her question in just a minute. Becca!
Hi!
I'm sitting here with somebody very special that is going to help me answer your questions.
Okay.
His name is...
Hi!
Hi, Becca.
Oh my god, hi!
Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm great. Nice to meet you. Oh my god.
We're just drinking
I'm just
tea.
like-
No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah.
To you.
Okay. Ooh, I have my little water so I can
Hey.
join in.
It's very
Cheers.
important to hydrate.
Oh, and
I
it's
can't
a
stress this
Disney
enough.
cup. Yeah.
Was your question
I-
about hydration?
It was not, but as interesting as that is,
No.
my question was actually, what is like your best advice for someone pursuing musical theater who is moving to New York? So it's like they're just moving. Like, what do you do to get started, or like what you guys did, or anything like that?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah. Have you moved to New York already?
No, I'm moving in June.
Great. Congratulations. Are you,
Thank
finishing college, or are you just like ready to come up?
Yeah, I actually graduated last year with BFA in musical theater.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Where,
Thank you.
Where are you right now?
Right now I'm in Reno, Nevada.
Mm-hmm. Which is
Beautiful
similar to
Reno.
downtown Manhattan,
Yeah,
I would
it's very
say.
similar.
Yeah, it's similar.
So you've got that down. And where'd you go to school?
The University of South Dakota.
All right.
Fantastic.
Did you have a positive experience there?
Oh yeah, it was so wonderful there. Like everyone asks me always like why is South Dakota, but I really love the program and
But
they
my
really
question
helped
is, why South Dakota? I don't know if you've been asked that before.
No, actually, this is the first time I've ever been asked that. I found them through the Thespian Festival, and
Which I wish was called the Festival, but
Yeah.
beggars can't be
The
choosers.
festival? The festival.
The Queen's
Festival.
Continue, please, Becca. Sorry.
Yes. Oh no, it's wonderful. I love it. And I just was able to go visit the school, and I loved that the campus was like, it was like a normal sized college town, but then the theater classes were pretty one-on-one with like 5 to 7 people per class, which I felt was like really important. It was really helpful for me. And that's why I chose South Dakota.
Amazing. So you're ready to
Yeah.
be here in June.
Oh yes.
Of
I have
this
a place
coming year?
locked down. Yeah,
Oh my God, it's like 2 months away.
I know.
That's so exciting. Are you all packed?
No, I'm not.
Have you found a place to live?
I do have a place to live. My friend is actually subletting her place. She's doing this summer thing, also in South Dakota. And so I'm going to be subletting her place for the summer. So
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
What
Have you
area
been-
of town?
You go.
No.
Well, don't get too
please,
specific
please.
for safety purposes.
Oh, yeah, for safety.
But
we
what
don't want to
area
know.
of town?
Yeah.
Washington Heights.
And what's the specific address?
Um,
Washington Heights. It's neighborhood. It's beautiful up there.
Yeah.
You're gonna love it.
yeah.
And it's out of the madness of Midtown.
That's where
Yeah.
I lived when I first moved here. The
nice.
apartments are huge. I would say bring some earplugs because at least where I lived in the Heights, every day, especially in the summer till like 4 in the morning, all you're gonna hear is like da 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 da
Telemundo, little B.
So just bring some earplugs for that.
Oh, perfect.
And your
Okay, yeah.
dancing shoes.
And your salsa gear.
Have you been to New York
Perfect.
before to visit and see shows?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right. So you know what you're kind of getting into.
Yes, I've been there a couple of different times. I even did like some training stuff out there with like Open Jar Institute.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know that, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
I would say like the thing that comes to mind for me, if it's possible, try to just save as much money as you can before coming here. That way you don't have to scramble to find, the crappiest survival job that you can. You might be able to take your time. And if that's not a possibility, that's okay too. But with that said, when you find a survival gig, they're 1 in a million. So if it's not a right fit, that's okay. Like, do what works for you, what makes you feel good, and what makes you thrive here.
Yes, and priority one with the survival job is to have the time to be able to go to auditions. Because if you go down that rabbit hole of just having a survival job so that you can live in New York City, the reason that you're coming to New York City is so that you can be fabulous on Broadway, correct?
Yes.
You can't do that unless you go to every single audition that you possibly can.
Okay.
And so
yeah.
the schedule is a very important thing. That's why people do a lot of, work in restaurants later at night, so that they have their days free, for example.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
Also, like, temp jobs are great because
If they let you walk away in
yeah.
the middle of the day.
and if they don't, walk away anyway.
That's correct. Do you have friends here?
Yes.
Ooh, that's
do.
very important. Having like a base of friends that
Yeah.
you can support each other and unwind with each other and tell each other war stories of terrible days and
Yeah.
the crowded subways.
Yeah.
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 It's
I've
important.
actually stayed with some of them. Some of the times I've come up to visit, and they're also actors, so they're also trying to do their thing out there too. So
Nice.
That's awesome.
yeah.
And also, have patience. I think that the first year in the city is the hardest because you're learning what it is like to have this be your reality and the open calls and trying to find an agent and all that kind of stuff. So just have patience, breathe. It's just theater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That said, it is theater. Yeah, be kind to yourself. Be patient. Patience is very, very important, and it's a long, long road, and everybody gets little things right out of the gate or not. And I found that the hardest thing is watching other people get like a job when that's all you want, and you do your best to kind of put on your brave face and celebrate them when really you want it so badly for yourself, which is, I think, very human. But it can also kind of, if you linger on that too much, it can crush your spirit. So everyone's got their own timetable. You know what I mean? It'll happen for you when it's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So I didn't know if say like moving out there, getting settled and all that stuff, is it like better to try to just like find auditions right away or like take classes or like representation? Like there's so many different things that you can or so many different roads that you can go down. So I didn't know if what you guys did or what you sort of advise kind of like going down first or something like that.
I think audition for literally everything and putting on your brave, happy face and not letting the city crush you and just playing the numbers game, because the more that you get out there, the more chance you have of getting hired.
Okay.
Did you take classes when you came
Oh,
here?
yeah. I took classes for years. He doesn't do it anymore, but Craig Cornelia's class used to be big. They have other ones like that, like Jen Waldman Studios is great. But find classes that will also give you a community of people, that are in the same boat, that are trying to grow as performers, learning the art of auditioning, because the art of auditioning, I think, is very different than the art of performing sometimes.
Yes.
And with auditions, it's just the only job that you have is to give them a great option. If you give them a fierce option of you, that is you respecting their job. That is you saying, this is me. I showed up. I'm prepared. I'm passionate. I'm ready to go. And every time you bring me in, I'm going to give you a great option. And
Great, yeah.
I would say something that I've watching people recently, and for myself learning, always be memorized. It seems like such a simple thing, but if you have the time to do it, if you're given sides for something, it's true that like when you're doing theater auditions, you should hold your sides so that it doesn't seem like a finished performance. I could go either way on that.
Yeah.
But the more memorized you are, the better chance you're giving yourself of feeling confident and secure in the material and knocking it out of the park. And you also put them at ease. I had one of the worst auditions I've ever had for someone real fancy. I had like 12 pages of material, and I thought I was just going to go in there and be like charming and suddenly great. And and it was a farce. The audition was a farce.
oh,
And I got halfway through and I'm like, what have you done? I did not give myself the chance to succeed. So memorize, memorize, memorize.
Yeah.
What else?
Okay.
run through the stuff with your friends. I never go into the room alone, meaning that like if we are friends at any level and you are available, let's run through the scenes over and over and over again. Let me do it for you. Let me try it this way. What if the reader's over here? What if they're not? You know, it's just thinking of it almost as like a war plan.
I love
That's
that.
so masculine for me. It's a war plan. Fiona's army. You'll get that later.
And I do think it goes without saying, like you're moving to the city, and one of your greatest tools is your reputation as a person. Because we were talking earlier, like a lot of people come to the city and are incredibly talented. And over the long road, it is more often who you are as a person, how you behave in the waiting room, outside at an audition, how you accept the news, how you support other people, how you are in a rehearsal. That's more important than whether or not you've got the notes, whether or not when the lights go up, you're the most brilliant thing to come along since sliced bread. I know a lot of really brilliant actors that I never, ever want to work with again just because they were kind of jerks. And so that starts like as soon as you get to the city,
Okay.
being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kindness goes far. Because a lot of it at the end of the day is like, do I want to spend 8 to 12 hours with you every day? You know? So
Yeah.
No, and it's really true. You hear these stories, and I just threw my hat into the directing ring recently. And I
yes,
was
you did.
casting a show.
Balls.
Yes, and now I'm casting Footloose at the Muni plug. But when I auditioning people, there were some people that I just fell in love with their personalities and their willingness to work hard and how they treated other people that they were auditioning with that I responded to more than whether or not they had the note. And I ended up just like, I want you to be in the room just because of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Here
Great.
endeth the lesson. To quote Sean Connery
I
from The
love that.
Untouchables.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Are you coming here? Are you feeling pretty fearless about it?
I am. I feel confident about it, but like, not cocky, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you most excited about doing when you hit the ground running? You get here, you're up in Washington Heights at 232 West 32nd Street, apartment 32B. And you are like you're a resident of New York City. What are you most looking forward to doing? Even outside of the business.
Probably some of the food, like, like just
So
a slice
good.
of pizza or like a bagel, like,
Yeah.
is so much better over there.
Explore your neighborhood and find the best bagel in your neighborhood. Find the best pizza in your neighborhood, the best coffee shop.
Yeah.
You're going to love it. And I'm so interested to hear how this goes for you. Will you please keep in touch and let us know? And maybe we could have you back on the show at some point and follow up.
Absolutely.
Great.
I would love that.
Well, the most important thing is that you're following your bliss. You're following your dreams.
Yeah.
You already know people. You have a community up here. And now you have me and Christian as your first New York roommates.
That's right.
We're
Surprise!
moving in.
Yay! Wow. Where's our sitcom? So.
But you're moving to the greatest city in the world. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
And knock
Thank you
'em
so
dead.
much.
Yeah. All right, Becca, keep in touch, okay?
I will. Yeah. It was so nice to meet both of you
You
and
too.
Nice
get
to
this
meet you.
opportunity to talk to you.
Yeah.
Sorry we babbled. I feel like we babbled.
No.
Oh, God, I worry.
No, that's
Bye.
great.
See you soon.
Bye, Becca.
Bye.
Adorable.
That was lovely.
It's a brave thing moving here.
Yeah, it's
You
scary.
forget how young people are when they move here.
Oh my God.
How old when you moved here?
I was like 21, but I was so afraid to like leave the apartment. I lived like on the brink of like Columbia meets, of not a very good area, and I was just so sheltered that I was afraid to leave.
Yep.
And if I didn't even audition for the first 6 months. I think I just listened to show tunes in my room.
It can be a real shock suddenly being in the city. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
Yeah. But that's again why I think kindness is key. And we're all in
Right.
this together.
And you got out of the apartment, you auditioned, and now
Yeah.
here you are doing The Prom on Broadway, one of my favorite shows I've ever seen, spreading
Thanks.
joy 8 shows a week.
Thank you, Christian.
I love it. I love you in it, and I love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. And I'm so grateful that you came on the show to launch us.
I'm honored, truly.
Cool. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to Josh Swallow's Broadway. Josh Swallow's Broadway is produced by Alan Seals and Dory Berenstein. Photography for the show is by Michael Kushner. Make sure to look him up. He is my favorite photographer in New York City. The theme song is by myself and Anthony Norman. Want to be on the show? I'd love to have you. Email me at josh@joshswallows.com. Be sure to find me on Instagram at Josh.Lehman. See you soon.
Josh Swallows, Josh Swallows, Josh Swallows, Josh Swallows Broadway.
Thank you for listening to the Broadway Podcast Network. Make sure to visit us online at BroadwayPodcastNetwork.com, on Instagram at Broadway Podcast Network, or on Twitter at BWayPod Network.